Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Bederin FM, Bumpurugu, Clenham Radio, Bato, Gaskia FM, Tichiman, and Radio Wawa. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Finance Ministry is hopeful Ghana's external creditors will make their decision before the end of the year so that the IMF can release the $600 million second tranche.
Discussions have been very positive and very encouraging, and we are confident that they will make a decision sooner.
Meanwhile, the minority in Parliament has vowed to continue resistance of the 2024 budget by subjecting all estimates of government's planned expenditure to a vote in business.
International Monetary Fund promises to consider Ghana's program and release second tranche disbursement as soon as a deal is reached with external creditors. Details on the Joy Business Report.
Well, former President John Mahama says he envisions Ghana as an export-led economy if his 24-hour economy plan takes off.
The intent is to transform Ghana into first a self-sufficient and then an export-led economy.
We have details of that, and Speaker of Parliament declares anti-gay bill and affirmative action bills will be passed before the House goes on Christmas break.
Whatever the situation, I know that nobody in this House is opposed to the bill, and that this bill will see the light of day before we rise.
And later in the bulletin, a Ghanaian journalist, Defua Santua-Duonum, secures approval from Guinness World Records to undertake an ambitious singing marathon lasting between 117 to 120 hours.
17, but we want to exceed 220 to break and set 5 days.
These are more with me, Mami Sinyamiche Thompson. This is Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Minister of State at the Finance Ministry, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, says government is very hopeful its official creditors will play ball soon so that the next tranche from the IMF will hit Ghana's accounts. The minister admits there has been a delay in the release of the money, which was expected by the end of November, despite Ghana working hard to do her part. Speaking to Raymond Akwa on Upfront, Dr. Amin Adam clarified that Ghana is hoping that the external creditors will come through by the end of the year so that the IMF board will approve the disbursement.
What is outstanding is for our creditors, our official creditors, to also make a certain decision, which I believe they will make sooner in order for us to tick all the boxes, and then the IMF will have a board meeting after which the disbursement of the funds will be done. The discussions have been very positive and very encouraging, and we are confident that they will make a decision sooner.
Would it be before the end of the year?
Hopefully, yes.
But Professor of Finance at the University of Ghana Business School, Lord Mensah, believes the minister is being too optimistic.
The current finance minister has been overly optimistic in his dealings as far as the economic management is concerned. He's always banking on hope and hope and hope every now and then, which the realization of those hopes has been a problem. From where I sit, we have a long way to go, in our negotiations with external creditors. It's not a straightforward thing, and especially when you look at the diversity of our external creditor formation.
To Parliament now, the minority has vowed to continue its resistance of the 2024 budget by subjecting all estimates of government planned expenditure to vote. The minority lost the vote yesterday in their attempt to reject the 2024 budget. The NPP majority managed to whip all their 138 members into the House to vote to approve the budget, while the minority had one of their members absent. But speaking to Joy News, former Deputy Trade Minister and NDC MP for Tamale Central, Ibrahim Mutala Mohammed, declared they will continue to fight.
What is critical is not even the approval of the policy statement. What is critical is the approval of the estimate. And mind you, every component of the estimate is going to be voted upon. And I'm not too sure whether they will be able to garner all their ministers and other people to be in the chamber throughout. So we're not doing that just for position's sake. We're doing that anchored on convincing reasons.
On the other side, Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah says the majority will ensure that they have all their members in the House at all times to ensure the estimates are approved.
We are very clear in our minds that our brothers on the other side at this stage, because of the slim majority we have in Parliament, want to play a political game of subjecting everything to a vote, even when it is not a matter in contention. And on our side, we have to ensure that our members are all in the House when it matters to overcome those hurdles that they have advertised that they are going to put in the way of the Republic.
And you heard Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah. Now, former President John Mahama says he envisions Ghana becoming an export-led economy if his 24-hour policy takes off. The former president, who is leading the opposition NDC into the 2024 general election, met with Chief Executive's platform, CEOs Ghana, in Accra, where he explained the strategy for his 24-hour economy proposal.
My next administration, inshallah, will pursue projects and programs to transform Ghana into a fully fledged 24-hour economy by optimizing available resources. Ghana must work more efficiently. The 24-hour policy will be anchored as an economy that runs around the clock with a 3-shift work schedule in many sectors. The intent is to transform Ghana into first a self-sufficient and then an export-led economy. To be clear, we are not creating a command economy with centralized planning that would be at variance with our social democratic principles as a party.
And you had NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama. Now, Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abujinapo is fighting back claim by former Chief Justice Sophia Kufu that Ghana's current lithium deal is to benefit a few individuals. The former CJ some days ago described the lithium agreement as one that has colonial era terms, inimical to the progress of Ghana, calling on Parliament to ratify the deal. Listen.
So I here wishes to advise Parliament to exercise caution and patience to secure a modern, best practice-based arrangement that will guarantee maximum benefit for the people of the Republic of Ghana, instead of the usual colonial type lease that benefits foreign companies masquerading as investors.
Well, but speaking at a press conference on the deal yesterday, the Lands and Natural Resources Minister justified Ghana's stake in the deal, describing the former CJ's comment as unfortunate.
More or less casts insinuation and compromise all of us our integrity, when we all know that the rule of the game is evidence. So it may get a little difficult to confront some of these things. Say that, look, I'm reluctant to get into a bantam with her or to make comments which can potentially sound disrespectful, but
away from that, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin says the affirmative action and the anti-gay bill must be given priority, as he declared they will definitely be passed by the House before adjourning for the Christmas break. Sponsors accuse the majority MPs of trying to frustrate the progress of the bills, an allegation they have since rejected. Let's listen to the Speaker.
There are some key bills that we have to finish before we go on recess. One of them is the affirmative action gender equality bill. Even though we said it was not proper for it to be brought under a certificate of urgency, we all know the key role that bill will play in the development of the country. We cannot afford to fail the country. The other one, the proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill, will have to be taken. Whatever the situation, I know that nobody in this House is opposed to the bill.
Yeah, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin now to our Drive Safe campaign.
Safe driving saves lives. Drive safe.
One person is feared dead after a long truck ran into a billboard at Alonga Junction in Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi. About 3 others sustained injuries after being trapped under the truck. It is the second time in 2 weeks such an incident has been recorded at the spot. Here's more.
The long truck carting agrochemicals veered off the road into a billboard. The billboard and the vehicle fell in one direction. Beneath the billboard were some food vendors who sell at the spot at night. Vincent Awum spoke to Joy News. I noticed the vehicle had lost brake, so I went ahead of it to raise alarm. It then veered off the road. After running into a taxi, some people were having their supper when the truck rammed into them. We are now trying to rescue them.
And that's Nanaria Ojiman's report. And our drive safe tip for this morning: what to do to avoid dozing off while driving. Get enough sleep before your trip and avoid alcohol if you plan to drive. And that's your drive safe campaign. And before we go in her pursuit of the longest individual sing-a-thon, Ghanaian journalist Ifwa Santua has secured approval from Guinness World Records to undertake a singing marathon lasting between 117 to 120 hours. She plans to focus exclusively on songs from Ghana, specifically celebrating high life, hip life, and gospel genres. And that's it for this bulletin. In our top story, Finance Ministry is hopeful Ghana's external creditors will make their decision before the end of the year so that the IMF can release the second tranche to us. I'm Amici Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa Shida.